All right, welcome, welcome. This is Robert Arthur in Granbury, Texas. I have a special guest tonight and my co-host with the most.
Mr. Jim Rhodes, of course. It's good to see you, Robert, and I'm really excited about who you've invited on the call tonight. This is going to be fun.
I'm very excited. Heath is a cool guy, and by the way, he has a great journey to share with us all here. So before we go there, just a fun note. I said just get the show on the road, and Mr. Rhodes, Jim said, "Yeah, let's get me in motion here." So
I thought he was, telling Rhodes to get going.
Come on,
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
You are. So first of all, we want to thank each and every one of you. If you're on this live or this recording, you're doing what the majority of the planet, the majority of even human beings walking around here don't do, which is take the time to learn and grow and discover ways to step into a whole new level of potential health, vitality, energy, mental clarity. And you're going to hear all kinds of other benefits you can expect from what Heath has been through. So, Jim, any other words of wisdom going into the interview here?
Well, wisdom is when knowledge that we gain is applied, and knowledge gives us opportunity to make choices. And I've heard that the best thing to teach us is an experience, especially if it's someone else's experience. So by bringing people on with these kinds of experiences that are willing to share from the heart, let's learn. We're in a learning school that, I'm turning 74 here in a couple of days, and I am trying to stay a student because I love to learn.
Yeah, amen. Who else loves to learn watching this? So I know, Heath, I know you do, otherwise you wouldn't be here. And then Jim, you as well. So Heath Eagle, first of all, powerful last name. It's not like a movie star name. Did you make that last name up? I never asked you that question.
No, honestly, it's an Indian name, and the most Indian that I know about my family comes from my mom's side, so that's not even where I get my name from. So kind of weird.
I think Jim has some too. I have some American Indian blood and running through my heritage. I think Jim, you do as well. So
I think we all do. I have an uncle who is full-blooded Navajo. He was the son of the chief of the Navajo Nation down in Four Corners. And I always wanted to be him because he would ride up to my house on his black stallion and show me at age 6 and 7 how you could shoot a bow from the back of a horse and hit a post. And I thought, man, the only problem with me is I'm the wrong color of skin. Mom, how do I get beautiful like this man is, And she said, sorry, you're just a white guy.
Well, I think all three of us love all the beautiful, multicolored cultures on this planet. So what a time and a place to be living today. So we want to welcome you, Heath. And let's see. Well, I guess first of all, Heath, you live in the same town I do.
Probably within, we can take a golf cart from about 45 seconds from each other's house. So
yeah, it's pretty darn close.
It is.
I think you and I we probably crossed paths through the years, but it was only about 2.5, 3 months ago now. We were both on a Sunday afternoon golf outing and had a good round. Well, actually, it wasn't that great of a round, but we had a good time.
We had a good time. We did.
And,
we did.
And
there is no bad times on a golf course. At least that's what I've heard.
Hey, a bad round of golf beats a good day of work any day.
There you go. Well said.
And if you want a preamble to what's in store on this interview, there's a high potential this will improve your golf handicap. So it's all good. So Heath, and we connected, and then it led to a conversation that you were open to looking at something, obviously, to impact your health and help some other people. So long story short, you started the program at that time. So before we even cover what were some of the challenges, were there any kind of, looking back longer in your adulthood or et cetera, were there any kind of long-term maybe things that were happening health-wise, even as you're not very old, but obviously you're a youngster compared to Jim and I, but are there any other health challenges that you were kind of saying, is this like inevitable, or what does that look like?
There was, through the years, I've, started getting the dad body, as we call it. And, every year you'd have a New Year's resolution to lose a little bit of weight and get back in the gym. And then, I would take other protein shakes and would do that. And then I would go to the gym at night, get on a treadmill, do cardio, lift a few weights, this and that. And it was during the winter months when I wasn't as busy at the job I was at, and I was able to do that. But then once I got busy with work and the weather got better, I found that I was in the gym less and less. And it was, now I needed to do work, practice my work on my golf game as well for tournaments and stuff that I was playing in. So, I'm always active. In the wintertime, I just would kind of put on my winter coat, so to speak. And then the summer I would lose it a little bit. And then for the past couple of years, it's just been keep gaining, and nothing worked. And I finally got up to a point and I'm going, something's got to give. And I mean, it's not like we eat bad every night. My wife cooks very healthy. We eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of chicken, fish. I mean, we eat steak here and there, but so it was like, what am I doing wrong? Something's not working with my body. And until I talked to you, then it made all the difference in the world.
Well, and let's just go there for a minute here, because people ask Jim and I'm sure they're already asking you, because you're sharing your story as well with people, is that, hey, I already eat healthy and I exercise, decently and live a fairly healthy, active life. So do I even need to look at something like this? And obviously you're sharing what you're teeing up here, pardon the pun. What you're teeing up is the fact that you were eating healthy and you were pretty active, you and Cindy both. By the way, guys, Heath has a beautiful family, all females. He has an awesome wife, Cindy. Like Jim and I, he married up. And then he has two.
Exactly.
Your daughters are beautiful, but also beautiful inside and out, Hallie and Logan. And so my point is, Heath, you were already doing some healthy activities, but as you said,
right,
things were changing.
Things were changing. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They were changing, and then I just got to the point, it was like, I'd feel sluggish during the middle of the day. I'd crash, and been to the doctor, looking at this, looking at that, and it was there was nothing that he could recommend to even do really than what I was already doing.
Yeah, and Heath, let's pause a minute there, because one of the strengths and just powerful aspects of having Jim here co-hosting with me, Jim comes from that almost 5 decades now of diving deep into what's happening in our body. Jim, would you like to touch on the fact that kind of a couple things that do happen as we age that were kind of setting up some of these challenges that Heath was facing?
Sure. Several things start to happen. Ironically, they start as early as age 25, 22. Different organs stop delivering as much of the things that we utilize and are needed by the body, and that's when the decline starts. They drop in significance of 1 to 2% per year for each year after 25. So that's what we call going into the old age of, when we finally reach the end, it doesn't renew ourselves on a daily basis as rapidly. A young adult is changing over up to 1 billion new cells per minute at age 25. And at age 40, that's going to be diminished, and then at age 50 and 60 even more. And that's the natural rhythm. The unique thing is with science, we have found out what those things are that are diminishing, and we can re-energize by putting those very nutrients and key things that the body utilizes as their building blocks back in the body with supplementation. And that's why food and nutrition is so important. But two things happen too. The body is a little more resilient and a little more proactive as a young person than it is as we age. And if we don't decide to supplement and put other things to work for us, then we will diminish faster. We don't have to reach 70 and feel like we're 70. We can reach 70 and look and feel 50.
Wow.
And that's the new science of what it is to age more gracefully. Not that we won't get older chronologically, but physically, physiology can change because our bodies are capable of renewing themselves if the tools, if the building blocks are there and in a way that they can utilize them and they're delivered to where they're needed. And that's what you ran into with the Solevo products.
Yeah, great points that you're making, Jim. And Heath, to visit your world a minute, is that, but look at why they have the senior tour now, and look at why we have all the different tee boxes, because as we age, we tend to lose strength, etc. Right. Any comments on, even in your 2 decades plus journey, we've seen golfers go from just kind of having the bellies, etc., to compete now on that higher levels. They have to do what?
They're working out. I mean, back when I was a kid watching the tour guys, they were all big bellies. Yeah. Puffing on this and going to have a drink with the boys and out partying, this and that. And nowadays they're hitting the gym. I mean, when Tiger came on the scene, he changed it all. One time in one of Tiger's books that there's been many of them written about him, that he was in better shape than any Navy SEAL that was in the service at that time. And that spurred the whole issue of golfers working out and getting stronger, getting leaner, more mentally focused. And I think it's all because of Tiger, what Tiger's done for the sport.
Well, yeah. And if you read further into that, these guys are hiring nutritionists.
They are.
Food coming in, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're taking some of the best supplements they could find as well along. And they're taking the liquid protein, taking the liquid meal.
I know. You see so many of them pull a bottle out of their bag, and it's not water. It's some kind of energy drink, protein, whatever it is to get them through their round. And they're all doing it now.
Yeah. So
every one of them.
I mean, if anybody's watching this and, you're active, whether it's golf or not, and if you want to, it'd be hard to debate the other side of this. Seriously, to compete at a higher level, and as Jim teed up and all of us have, and to keep that strength and flexibility at a decent level as we age, let's face it, we got to move our body, we got to watch what we eat, and ideally we would supplement to slow this whole process down as well. So I just wanted to go into your world as well, into the golfing arena, and right there is a beautiful example of what
everything's health and nutrition now on tour everywhere. I mean, if you're not doing it, it's just because you don't know about it. That's the whole issue, and they're probably doing it wrong too.
That's back to that very first thing I said, is wisdom. Okay, a lot of people gain knowledge and say, yeah, I can see other people doing better than me, and they have hired their nutritional coaches and they've gone to the gym. But knowledge doesn't move the needle. It's not until they apply it, until they listen to what the science is how the body works. Now, there are so many major breakthroughs in science right now that it's incredible, right down to the telomeres that make up our DNA. And the fact that you can guard them and you can actually help them stay healthy and not lose so many and age slower and more gracefully.
Yeah. Well said, Jim. So, okay. So speaking of all that, you had kind of a wake up call, and I would say little divine nudges, whether you want to call it serendipity, we connected, and obviously you were open, and then you decided to start with a few of our formulations.
Sure.
So what was the initial journey like? Just to be raw and real, were there any concerns going in?
There really wasn't any concerns for me. I was just looking for something to help me feel better and feel better about myself and to quit gaining weight. I started with the Ultra 30, protein shakes, Fortitude, and Burn Mode. And that was the few products that I tried just to kind of experiment with it. And within 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks after on the products, I was down 9 pounds. And I went, okay, there's more to it than just this. It's got to be better for my body than anything that I've ever seen.
And you weren't starving. You told me your energy was high.
No, I have more energy now than I've ever had. I stay more focused during the day. So, there's times that you do get tired if you don't sleep well at night sometimes, but it happens. That's life.
Yeah. And you were surprised. I think one of the messages we shared early on, you were surprised that you were satisfied literally for actually several hours after.
Exactly. I can drink my shake in the morning at 8:00, and now I've started taking the E-Vibes. I've got every other product that there is, except for the bios, and I'll take an E-Vibe in the afternoon and it gets me through. I don't have to have, sometimes I'll have 2 shakes. Most of the time it's just one. And then I'll drink an E-Vibe in the afternoon and I'm good till dinner.
Can I jump in for just a second to say,
hey Jim, normally your audio is pretty even, Steven, but it's dipping way low on this interview sometimes.
Okay, is that a little better?
That's better.
Okay, I've turned it up just a speck. Thank you for that. Part of what happens is there are nutrients in that protein shake, that Ultra 30 that you're taking. There are nutrients in there that are missing in a lot of the foods, even if you're eating as clean as you can and even organic. Those minerals are the thing that are missing in so many of our foods that there are 3 times the minerals just in that one meal that are so key to everything we're talking about here: energy, endurance, sleeping better, everything getting into the cell, because they're chelated and can enter, and you can absorb more vitamins if it has this co-part of minerals. And that's why it's called full spectrum. And a lot of people will miss that. It is the most complete meal of a protein meal replacement I have ever seen. Having every one of the essential amino acids, the key ones that we call essential, the fatty acids, which are your healthy fats, your healthy proteins, the essential vitamins, and the essential minerals, all in one meal. So it blesses anybody who put that in their body. That's a baseline. The very products you got were baseline that you could see that would affect your body that way, because every organ, every gland, everything was being fed. And when the body gets what it needs, cravings go down. And that's why you were feeling satisfied versus, golly, I'm still looking for something, even though I know I ate just an hour ago.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, so true, Jim. And also your wife wasn't the happiest with you, because you were like, at one point you were shedding like a pound a day or something. It was pretty crazy.
It's pretty amazing. Well, I was doing the burn modes in the morning, and then I said, well, I'm going to take them at night and see what happens. The first night I took one, I drank my burn mode at night, got on the scales the next morning, I was down a pound. Like, So I did it the night after. I was down another pound. I'm going, well, maybe that's one that works for me, is at night and run in the morning. So I do the burn mode at night. So it does the best for me than in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, and you shed 28 pounds, you said so far.
So far.
More importantly
That's
than the
a
weight.
big thing when you're already an athlete. That is tremendous.
It is.
And more importantly than the weight is how you feel. And you're stronger. You mentioned you can see more, you can feel more flexibility. You mentioned that.
I do feel more flexibility. In fact, my father was here last week, and he's the one that taught me how to play golf. He knows my swing insides and outs, and I had to get a lesson from him. Get back to what I know how to do instead of just developing a bad habit of a bad physique that in the past couple years that have led me to that, and now I'm having to learn my swing again.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And you're teachable, obviously, if you let your dad teach you.
I do.
That's great.
I do.
Beautiful.
That's a great point, Jim. And you also mentioned, we talked about focus and kind of mental clarity, which also is tied to energy, hormones, etc. You want to touch on that, Heath, as well?
Yes, the focus has been outstanding. I can stay focused further through a round than what I have been in the past. I would struggle a little bit. It was always when you play golf, it's hot and you're drinking plenty of water and you're trying to drink the energy drinks, the Gatorades, the Powerades. And there's so much sugar in those things that even the sugar-free, there is sugar in them. And, I would drink one of those or drink on one of those while I was playing. And after the round, I'd crash and I'm going, wow, am I really that tired or dehydrated? Because in the summertime, I'll drink 6 or 7 bottles of water in a round like it's nothing.
Yeah.
So it's the energy and the focus has definitely increased. And I've noticed that mostly when I'm on the golf course, and I can finish now and feel like, hey, I could go 9 more holes.
Wow.
Yeah, so the recovery, it's really enhanced that. And I know even after you started the course system, you eventually added, when we launched it, the collagen, and you even mentioned, I think you mentioned with the collagen, even above and beyond the hair, nails, and skin, which is the obvious benefits.
Right.
Yeah, and flexibility, strength. We hear a lot of stories around balance, with the collagen as well.
Yes, the collagen, we've had 2, maybe 3 shipments of it. My wife is on it. She loves it. With me, the things that I've noticed the most is, yes, the fingernails. I'm trimming my fingernails twice a week. It seems like I need a haircut every 10 days. So, I have noticed my skin has gotten better. It's gotten a little tighter, not as as flabby in places or whatever. It's old and wrinkled because I'm in the sun a lot, obviously playing golf and teaching and this and that. So I have noticed the skin is better.
Yeah.
Starting to see signs of that.
Okay, and you mentioned, again, we don't cure anything here. We just feed the body what it needs. You did mention, I think all 3 of us have some old injuries or old kind of wear and tear. You mentioned you've seen a little reduction as well in we call it discomfort in some of the joints.
Yes, I have. And a lot of it I think is losing the weight to get off my body as well too, because I'm not a big guy. I've always been a skinny kid. When I graduated high school, I weighed 120 pounds, soaking wet. So for me to weigh 200 pounds, 205 pounds for my bone structure, I'm going to get some discomforts. And I think that has helped along with the collagen to relieve those joints. And I don't have as much pain in my knees anymore. For sure, because I have lost almost 30 pounds, so that helps.
That does help. That's a heavy golf bag.
Well, you haven't picked up mine lately, so
probably 50 pounds.
Yeah, I bet it's more than that. So,
well, I love it. So, are there any other? We're gonna go to Jim for a couple of closing thoughts. Before we do that, yeah, any other comments around the support, the environment, our community here as well?
It's so supportive. If I need anything, anybody is at a call away, a text away. If they can't answer the phone, text them. They will call you back. Even customer support. It's been fabulous. Questions are always answered. It's been great. I love it.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I'll be sure I slip you that extra $50 later. But no, seriously,
I charge interest.
look out. But seriously, I mean, the community and support wasn't here. Jim and I, that's one of the things that attracted you and I to this whole community in the first place, was this beautiful culture of what we call servant leadership. All three of us are faith-based men. So, and that was a big proponent too of why we're here.
Well, I remember our first Zoom call was us three with Jim. Jim was my first one. And when I got off the phone with y'all that day, I went in and was trying to talk to my wife, and I couldn't even talk because I was just completely blown away that the Lord said, you need to be doing this because it's going to be better health for you and your family. You're going to live longer, a fuller life, enjoy things better than what you have in the past, and just do it. So I was blown away. I was actually blown away after that first call.
Wow. Well, that's a great summary here. So Jim, thank you, Mr. Heath, and we'll come back to you for one more call to action, Heath, man. So Jim, any other closing thoughts as we wind this up?
From the very first time I met Heath, and thank you for that beautiful compliment you just gave us both, because you're right. This whole company, whether it's you're calling in just to get some support from the corporate office, it comes from there down, and that is what we hope to be and share. And it obviously, when I met you, just that first conversation we had, I could tell that was your nature also. You're a teacher. You're out there on the course helping people be their best. And so wanting to be your best, painting that picture was easy to just say you put it in your body and watch what happens. And you
Exactly.
had enough faith and belief in knowing Robert that you did it. And now it's showed up. And it will show up for, in my opinion, for 99.9% of the people who trust us enough to simply do what you did, which is simply put it to the test, put it in our body, give it a real test, and then watch what the body can do when it's given what it needs and is crying for. And that's the results that you're seeing in your own life, and the blessing it is to your physical and mental and spiritual life of being associated with these incredible people who are all around us. And you're right, we can reach out in any direction, up, down, sideways, and below, to get that uplift we need, because some of us hit walls, and we need that community. And this community is beyond anything I had hoped to find, and leading the way is you and Robert, and hopefully I'm jumping in here with you and enjoying the swim with you. So keep up the good work. Thank you for sharing.
Well said. And one more thought before we have Heath close us out is that Heath, because you have a big heart and you're a natural teacher, you have shared this a bit, and you're getting your products paid for. You're getting some nice income coming in as well. I just want to touch on that. It's here if that's something you're also intrigued about, those watching this. So Heath, what's kind of a call to action as we close this out?
If you just give it a shot. I mean, get people to just believe in you and show up with them. If it's not on a daily basis, 3 or 4 days, just check on them, let them know that that you care about them, that we all love everybody, and we want to see them to be in better health for them. If you can ever get somebody just to try a shake, just one shake that you can give them, every one of them that I've done that for, it's been a life changer for them.
Yeah, it tastes yummy and it's filling. It works. So there you go. So Heath, I just appreciate how you're so candid. You're so real. I just appreciate you and your friendship, and obviously your trust. So those watching this, we want to thank you, and we always acknowledge those who showed up live. So thank you, Diane and Debbie, Dennis, Candy, Heidi, Diane, Elaine, Doneth, thank you. Everybody says, great job, Heath, awesome call. Z-Men, how's that? We're Z-Men now.
Z-Man.
Yeah, Z-Man, superheroes. So thank you for that. I think that was Heidi saying that. And
That sounds like Heidi.
that does sound like Heidi. Thanks, mostly ladies. Don't you love it too? There's such powerful, beautiful women and men in this community. But anyway, Heath, thank you. Have
Great community. Great community. I love it.
Heidi too. Thank you for being part of it. And Jem, I love you. Thank you.
Right back at all of you. Thank you for coming on and sharing your story. And if I ever want to be as good as you, how many hours does that mean that I've got to do between?
Well, let's see. I've got 40 years in it.
Okay.
So I'm 45, so I started when I was 5. So
Okay.
there's still hope. There's still hope. We can have fun.
My
Just-
new goal to live to 110. That's the 40 years I need. Now
There you go. There you go. Just remember, golf is it's a stupid game. It's just a game.
Well, that's what I
Some
called it
days
the
that's
first
the
time.
case.
I have to say this. That's kind of what I felt like when I walked off the first course I ever tried to play. And that was the first and last one. So
It is a stupid game.
It's also
some
a beautiful
people
game.
sure love it.
It is.
Yeah, watch out.
Antithesis. So again, God bless everybody on this, live or the recording. And force for good, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Force for good. That's us.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank
All
you,
right.
Robert. Thank you,
Great
Heath.
night.
Good night.
Night.